You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. Welcome to Straight Outta Conte. This is episode 2, post-Norwich press conference reaction with Mr. Brian Daigle. How are you, sir?
Glorious.
Glorious. I know, right?
Like glorious day it is today. It's just birds are singing, grass is greener, skies are bluer. Just wonderful. What about yourself?
Yeah, same. Everything is just glorious. Yeah, all I'm doing is watching Spurs content on YouTube all day and enjoying it, basking in the glory of finishing 4th place with the best manager in the world, which of course this is what this show is about. It's his post press conference after Norwich. Some great things to say that he had. We'll get right into it as we do. The first question he was asked is, you said it would be a miracle to finish 4th, and you've achieved it. How does it feel? I love what he said here. He's sort of talking about, if you know, and I know I was getting that a lot of people are going to give him slack for this, is that he felt like it's a trophy, and that, like for him, it was obviously a massive achievement coming in November, being a very difficult thing to go from 9th to where we finished. But what are your thoughts on what he said here? I do think a little bit gets lost in translation. I think some people are going to think it's a bit, thinks it's a trophy kind of thing. And I don't think that's what he means when he says that.
Well, do you know what? I've kind of spun it on his head because I actually love what he said, because I'm looking at it and wherever he's gone, at Juventus, it was you don't come second. It was like the prime Manchester United. You don't come second, you come top.
Yeah, winning is everything. Yeah,
championship, and you've heard him say it before that I don't challenge for this. I challenge for titles. I challenge for. Yeah. And then you look when he went to Chelsea, exactly the same thing there. This is the pinnacle, and if you don't do it, Abramovich will get rid of you. Obviously, he walked before. Then he went to Inter. And that was still the mission. The mission was top. It weren't qualify for Europe. That's the levels this man has had to deal with. That where he goes, you're demanded to finish top. That's the pedigree and the influence and
yeah, he's a winner. He's a winner.
So when he took over a Tottenham Hotspur team in 9th, and he would have said to himself, "My God, look what I've got."
Almost like, what am I doing here?
Exactly. And so I can see where he's saying this must be because he's achieved something that no one thought, or what we thought with him coming in, we thought it could be achievable. But before he walked in, it was like, you're like having a laugh.
You're having a laugh, yeah, exactly.
For this time, and this time only, like next season, there's no top 4 as a trophy.
No, not at all. Next season he wants to win the league, and that's what he's going to be going for. And we'll get into a little bit of some of the other comments that were made about some of the questions that were asked. But I love it. I love that he's that much of a winner, that his intention will always be to win the title, and that's what we have to look forward to next season, is that he's going to be going for that trophy. Like that's going to be his goal. And his comments suggest that. So very, very exciting stuff. Second question was, and Son managed to get the Golden Boot as well. Thoughts on what he says here? I mean, it's relatively obvious, but it's also great because what an achievement for Sonny. And does he do it in a Nuno team? Definitely not. Conte's influence on the squad and what it's meant for Sonny's season was massive.
You've got to remember, under Nuno, we weren't getting shots on target in the game, so there's no way he was doing it. No way he was doing it under a Nuno. Listen, under Conte, these things that have happened, like we spoke about it in his pre-match conference, where he's going, listen, winning is winning. Once it's winning, like I said, like if we got a penalty, then he'll take it. And it's so refreshing to hear when Sonny did his interview saying the players on the pitch were like, once they knew it was over, they're like, we're going to give you the ball, we're going to give you the ball, we're going to. And even saw when Kulusevski made that, should I pass, should I shoot, and he tripped. It was all geared up, and you could see it at the end. At the end, you could see what I loved about Conte is obviously he's delighted with this, but you could see when we're all the 12th man who were incredible.
Great, the fans were amazing.
I don't know why I'm pointing over here like they're
behind you, man.
When the Norwich fans were over here behind me, you could see when they were singing Antonio, Conte was just pointing at the players, saying, "No, it's them, it's them."
Yeah.
this is what Poch was doing as well, when he would never ever, when
Never
Harry
take
Kane
credit,
scored hat-trick, he wouldn't go, "Oh yeah, Harry Kane." He'd go, "No, the team."
Yeah. He references that, right? He references the pre-match conference. He said, "You guys asked me a similar question beforehand, and I said it was more important to get get over the line first and foremost, and then we'll see what happens with Sonny and his golden boot."
Exactly, and that's what happened. I mean, it was written in the stuff. Someone actually put on it. He started his season with a left foot screamer against Man City, although we may say it was going to be a cross or whatever, and he finished it with a right foot screamer.
What a finish!
Mate, what a finish! But yeah, this is you could see from the scenes in the dressing room that we've been privileged to see, and everything that's going on. There is a absolute, and even at the end of the game when they all went over there and they're all dancing and singing together like they did at Ajax.
Yeah,
there's just that bond, and it's all Conte. It's all Conte.
Yeah, his influence in the players and what they've said post game as well when they've been interviewed, and I don't know how much of that you've taken in, but I think Eric Dyer's interview was really poignant, and obviously Sonny, what he spoke about and the influence that he's had, and what Conte has been able to galvanize the squad in a way that I don't think any other manager would have been able to do in the scenario that we were in, and just the credit is it needs to go to him, and he needs to accept it. I'm sure he's going to be humble and give players credit, which is what a good manager does. But very impressive. Next question was, how much of a difference does Champions League qualification make for your future? I love his answer because he doesn't get too much into, he's holding his cards very close to his chest. He's not giving up everything, and this is perfect for managing Levy, I think, because he's literally, he's holding it in. He knows exactly what he wants. He's going to go into that meeting that they're going to have in 3 or 4 days when the team all kind of gets a chance to chill and enjoy what they've just accomplished, and then he's going to get back to work again proper and let the club know exactly what he wants. And I don't think he hasn't done that. I think he's done that subtly in these press conferences since he's been with the club, saying the right things. Of course, he's had his moments when he's come out and after the first Burnley game and been a bit messy, but I was really impressed with what he said, and I think it was the right thing to say at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, he has said it. I mean, you got to look at it with the question being what he's done very cleverly here. You don't know if he's talking about when he says for your future, does he mean for your future as in representing the Champions League? Does it mean your future as staying at the club?
Yeah,
it's a very open, and this is one of the things that I love that Conte does, is he'll see that they're trying to take him. There's like 3 forks in a road, and which one are you going to take?
Yeah.
And he'll take the one. He'll be like, right, you want this one and want this one. I'm going to give you this one right down the middle, and leave you wanting more. Like you said, this is what he's got to do. I mean, we know the impact this should have on the club, and you can see again when it says, I honestly think with Antonio Conte, and I'm saying this, I don't think I've seen a manager in world football be accepted as quickly as this man has. Obviously, he had a connection with Juventus. It was the club that he played for, and won so many honours. So going back there is like, this is my club kind of thing. But from the second that man was appointed, I've never heard, and I had the privilege of going to a few games this season. When that home and away, when Antonio starts getting sung, it's thunderous. And there's a blatant connection there, and this is Champions League is obviously going to have a huge impact on his decision. I'm sure he's going to stay. I'm absolutely.
I think he actually says it, and I think we'll get to that. It's one of the later questions in the press conference. Is part of his answer. He essentially says that I have a contract. I'm going to be here until at least the end of that, and so that means he's here next season. We have a summer with him, and we have a season with him with a preseason where he's going to implement his ideas with new players coming in, with refreshing the squad and getting us up to the level that he can compete with the top teams because he's got what he needs and what he deserves. So next question was, how much strengthening does the squad need? And again, this is a similar answer to the previous one. He's like, look, it's not the time to answer this question. Let's let the players enjoy their achievement. Again, I love this because I think it's an appropriate answer. It's what you want to hear from your manager after something like this. He's not going to start throwing players under the bus, after they've just achieved something like that. So it seems an odd question as well. And I think, it's media doing what media do in these scenarios, and they're trying to pull things out and trying to get them to slip up or to say something that they can twist. And again, he's very clever in how he responds.
I agree with you to a certain extent on this one. I mean, obviously, I don't expect him to come out and go, oh, by the way, this one's out the door, this one's out the door. We want this player, we want this player, we want this player. But I've been concerned by teams making moves already. And obviously,
but that's your bias. That's your bias against Levy. That's not what the answer of this
I
question
haven't
is.
finished. I hadn't finished. And then obviously, where this whole thing with the meetings come up again, and they said they're meeting next week. I'm like, surely these should have been had before. And he does say that. He goes, "We're gonna have a few days." That not in a concern like, oh my god, I'm concerned about Conte. That's not no. I'm concerned that again, these meetings like we had in January, where they go, yeah, I haven't seen him, I haven't met him, I haven't met him, blah, blah. These meetings should be had. Like, we don't know. A couple of games ago, we didn't know if we were going to get Champions League or not. Understand that, but you have column A Champions League, column B, maybe.
But Paratici behind the scenes is dealing with that. That's his job.
Well,
he gets paid for it every day, right?
So. Well, no, that's the thing, Brian. That's where I was coming to. When we had this last season, when they were saying they haven't met, I was like, why do they even need to meet? Paratici, that's exactly what he's there to do, exactly what his job title is, and that don't get me wrong, he's answered it correctly. There's nothing wrong with the answer. I'm just concerned with the fact that there has been not moves as in, oh yeah, go get Haaland or what, but just ripples or the fact that once again people are planning ahead. Aston Villa announcing a big deal yesterday.
I don't know about you, but all I've seen is rumors about players coming in for Spurs over and over and over again. There's shit tons of them.
But I mean, Brian, you know what I'm saying is like Haaland at City, Carvalho at Liverpool, the guy at Villa now. Some people, Borussia Dortmund are going to make 4 signings. Other teams are making their moves now to catch people on the off. Now, obviously, one of the guys we know that we're heavily linked with is De Vrij. Go do it. He's leaving. Go. I mean, don't get me wrong. That could be getting wrapped up as we speak. Like I said, it's just not good when you see other teams doing it. And again, it looks like we're yet to have a meeting. That's the only part. But what Conte has said and what this is all about, because I'm not making that about him. What he has said, he's not going to come out straight away and go, yeah, well, your shit, he's going. I want him. That's not going to happen.
That's my point.
He's been very, very, very clever. Look, if you want to play mind games with someone as a person in the media, don't try with Antonio Conte because he'll have you falling out your ass.
Yeah, he's way too clever for it, and and once again, just says the right things all at the right time. Next question was, how many players would you like? And again, interesting answer here. It's difficult time to talk about it. I think he knows. I think him and Paratici pretty much regularly are speaking, obviously in Italian, on their WhatsApp or they're on the phone on a regular basis talking about things. And again, he's holding his cards close to his chest. He's not going to tell you how many, which players. This is not something you put in the media in an off season to let everybody know what you're doing. I don't mind it if it's quiet as long as it gets done. And I'm with you on that. If he doesn't have the players he wants before preseason starts, then I'm pissed off because that's what we need to be in the situation where he gets those players for the preseason. That's the point of having him for a preseason. He doesn't say a ton about anything other than the achievement again, and it's sort of being in the Champions League is going to help a lot with the players, getting the players we need, and being in that scenario is going to take us to another level. So it again, not going to answer that question in this moment. It just wasn't the right time for it.
So this is again with this, we already know, the whole media know, the number 6 has been banging about the whole time. It's been 6, 6. May have gone 5, may go as high as 8, but the constant number that we're hearing is 6. So we all know this. We all know this number is what we want. So like I said, it's journalism trying to get a headline or a clickbait or whatever. And it is difficult to speak right now because you're speaking with emotion and passion. And
it's not an appropriate time to do that to your players and to your squad.
This is the thing. I mean, I understand the media have their job to do, and this is what they get paid to do. And it's Conte's job to do what he's just done. But yeah, when it comes to we've heard this number 6. I mean, it's not. I think if I asked the media, I would have asked that a bit better. How many players would you like before pre-season?
Yeah,
that may have been. And sure. he could have said a majority of my side. He wouldn't have had to give a number, but he could have said, right, I want my team to be together so I can train them.
He did mention something specifically that I thought was super interesting, was about the 5-step substitutions and that we need to be prepared for that. And I think that says a lot in just that sentence, saying I need to be able to, look over to my bench and recognize that the players on that bench are as good as the ones on the pitch. They're just going to help me change the game. And that was another slow, simple hint to Levy and Paratici that it's going to be even more peep players than you normally would get, because you have that extra 2 substitutions that mean all teams are going to be buying, all the big teams who have the money are going to be buying players for that, because they're going to recognize. And those 2 extra subs can help you change a game even more. And if you bring in the right players in those scenarios, then you're going to be able to do more off the bench. And I was impressed by that.
Correct. I mean, everyone's got to be looking at this 5 subs thing. I mean, thank God we've got Champions League and the money coming in, hopefully, to spend.
Helps a lot, yeah.
Because, I mean, I heard someone, I'm not going to take credit for this, but I loved the idea, was saying with these 5 subs, the extra 2 should, for all teams, be academy products only, or youth products that have come. Because then at least you've got 5 subs, but at least 2 of them.
It's a good shout. I like that idea. I mean, I know that it's a little off topic here, but something to consider. I don't know that they will do that. I mean, I think
no, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But this is
be good.
What I was saying is with that rule, I would have loved that, because then it would have had you would have been brought young academy talent through, and then that's how you start bringing the youngsters through, like the Alfie Divines, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Should you need as a sub. But the thing that I was getting with it, if that had been the law, or the new rules, sorry, then the bench, it wouldn't have needed the beefing up that it does now, because
we've got some great players in those positions that we could bring through.
Exactly. Right? You look at the last few games, and our bench has been weak. It's been the kids. It's been Divines, one of the Craig twins, Scarlett, and you can name a few other youngsters that have been there. And when you look up against a Liverpool, a Man City, a Chelsea, who are going to be our rivals next season, that doesn't scream, okay, we can game manage or rotate. So yeah, with these 5 subs, it's urgent, and it's another great point from Conte.
For sure. Next question. Can you confirm, are you staying? And of course, this is what I was just talking about earlier. He says, I'm under contract until next summer. I signed for 1 year and 7 months. I enjoy a lot my time at Tottenham, because I repeat, for me, it was a big challenge. To come in during the midseason was to coach for me is not easy. It was a big challenge, a modern club with a fantastic stadium. Again, stating the obvious, like, guys, I signed a contract. I'm not going to leave in the middle of it. And I know we were all stressed about it mid-season when sort of he was hinting at not being, that again after that Burnley game, not being the right man for the club and whatnot. But he's under the contract. He's staying for next season. He's not going to just leave now. I achieved top 4. See ya. Like, why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
This is where we are going to disagree, because I agree with you that he wants to stay and complete his contract, and I believe he actually wants to go and then some.
Yeah,
I actually think. But what I am worried about is if, like what happened at Inter, just because he's got that there, if things don't go his way, and I personally think they're more likely will than won't, he will walk. He will. The contract means nothing. Like I said, when he walked out of Inter, when he walked out of Chelsea, but from that answer, he is again going, over to you, Mr. Levy.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. That's a fair shout for sure. But you caveated that with the likelihood that he's not going to, which is like he's going to get what he wants mostly.
Yeah,
or, enough hopefully that he doesn't.
I don't think he's going to get everything he wants, but I think he's going to go over 50%, which is for me a success.
Yeah, and it's nearly impossible for any manager in any club to get everything they want, and hopefully he doesn't expect that. Hopefully he expects the job that he's asking for, the players he's asking for, that Paratici and Levy are going to sanction it and do all the work that's required to try to bring in the players he needs. Because he's done well with some of it, and you said 50-50, and we think of a Romero. We think of Bentancur, we think of Kulusevski. Those are really good transfers. And of course, then there's another 3 that he's brought in that have been like, haven't totally worked. So
the thing I'll add on to that is with Conte, I think he can get 100% of what he wants, because with him,
he certainly will get more than most managers.
If he gets a budget of let's just say 180 million, that's the number I just got out of my head. Yeah. Let's just say a De Vrij is 10-15 million. A DJ Spence is 10. So he's not one of those that are going to go, right, I need 80 million.
Bentancur was 18 million or 16 million.
Exactly.
What a bargain. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying. So I reckon
if the
money, and Conte said, right, we've got this. Here are the 5, 4, whatever. Because he's not going to say, I want a Tanguy and Dembele, or I want a 80, 90 million pound player. I think technically Conte, the budget wise, could get 100%.
Yeah.
Whether it happens, it is remained to be seen. But we shall see. Listen, it's encouraging times. Like I said, I personally think he will be sitting on the dugout or standing, because that man never sits. Standing on the touchline come first game of the season, no doubt about it.
Yeah, with his players and with a preseason and with the goal to win the league. And of course,
Yeah.
I know that we're going up against two teams that have been really, really at the top of their game for the last 3 or 4 seasons in Liverpool and Man City, that to get there is going to be incredibly difficult. But if there's a manager who can do it, it's Antonio Conte, and his ability to improve players, which we've seen this entire season, has been unbelievable, absolutely fantastic to watch, and getting the best out of some of the players that we had all binned off a while ago. That he's made them have their best seasons of their career and up the value of our entire squad, or at least our entire first 13 or 14 players have a lot more value than they would have before. Next question was, will you speak to the club after your holiday or before? And he is essentially saying after we get 4 or 5 days rest, I'll come back to work and start thinking about these things. But now isn't the time to talk about it. And again, I know the media is like really digging in because it's what they're looking for at this point, because they need something, and they want to create nonsense for the summer that is going to try to put us in turmoil, which they often do. And he's just kiboshing it. He's just like, no, I'm not answering that question the way you want me to, and I love it.
Oh, mate, they have 100% confidence because they know, because we've got Champions League, their Kane leaving Tottenham rumour has gone because Harry Kane will stay. It's like, oh shit, we've just lost like the number one clickbait
article for the summer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so where else can we go? I think people are forgetting, obviously, and again, I go back to what I said at the beginning. We have Antonio Conte now. People knew when he was at Chelsea, when he was at Inter, when he was at Juve, the money wasn't a problem. He will get what he wants, when he wants it, how he wants it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you knew with Chelsea, right, Abramovich is going to open up his wallet, and the managers will always be back. We're not getting into the political. Roman Abramovich, what I loved about him is he would always back the manager, but he would say, if you mess up with my money, you're out.
Yeah.
That's why they went through so many managers. And that happened with Conte walked. But everywhere Conte's gone, they know that the transfer rumours, they'll be linked with big players, and they're probably coming because it's Antonio Conte and these super clubs.
Yeah.
Well, now it's Antonio Conte at Tottenham Hotspur, and they realise they've got the manager, but they know they haven't got the chairman that they used to have. So this is where this is coming from, because the Harry Kane rumour's dead. So it's like, right, Daniel Levy's the main man and rightly so, to be going to start these rumours. Where's the money? How long are you going to wait for when you're making moves? And Antonio Conte has just said, like a fly, piss off.
Yeah.
Off you go. Just off you go. Go away. I'll deal with you when I want to deal with you, not when you want to deal with me. Yeah, and he's the master at this.
100%, and that's exactly it. He's the master at what he's doing. He's working the media and the club at the same time, and the squad at the same time. And every question he answers and how he answers it, he understands exactly how to frame it and how to get the best out of that for all parties involved, including himself, which is it's brilliant. I love him to death. That's the end of the press conference.
What? I want to actually add. Sure. Just because it's the end of the season, I'm going to add 2 questions in regarding Conte.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you the 2 questions, then I'll give my 2 answers.
I'll pretend I'm Conte, okay?
So, no. I want this as in you, Brian Island.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
Favourite moment under Conte since he's joined, and most improved player and why?
Favorite moment was yesterday. Favorite moment was yesterday. I think Sonny. I get chills thinking about it when Sonny scored that second goal and Antonio Conte was celebrating and the whole club was together again and they all piled on top of Sonny and it was just like it was the culmination of all the work that he's done since he's come in. Really just came to fruition. We dominated a team we should dominate, but the way we needed to get the job done and to get rid of that sort of Spursy tag that is still gonna be with us, but hopefully change what it means as Conte continues his reign. I just really felt so good about my club again yesterday, like in the way that it has been since the Champions League run with Poch. So it's kind of an obvious answer. There was no one specific moment, but the culmination of all of what happened. Okay. Most improved player. I wanted to. It's between 2, and it's 2 defenders. It's Dyer or Davies, and it's hard for me to pick which one. I think probably Davies because I think we were ready to keep Dyer as a squad player, but we were binning Davies off and say get him out of the club. He's not useful. And what he's done, and especially in this last run in these last 5 or 6 games, he's been our best defender. He's blocking everything. He's jumping in front of the ball. He just looks like he's been galvanized and motivated to play at his absolute best, and he epitomizes what Conte asks for, and he does it with aplomb. It's fun to watch, and I hope we keep him in the club, because as much as we were all, myself including, wanting to get rid as a squad player, and I'm not saying that he necessarily starts in that position, but whoever comes in, if Conte brings somebody in to play there, he will be a very, very good backup, and he will also push that player to be the best version of themselves. So I'd have to go with Davies.
So I'm going to piggyback straight off that and then go for the Conte moment. And I think it's Ben Davies by a country fucking mile.
Yeah.
Really, really. Do you know what as well? And I said it at the Liverpool game. From the Liverpool game onwards, he has been, don't get me wrong, he's been good all season. But I've been one of the people that haven't said I want him out. I've said he's not good enough and we need to upgrade, but not out. Like I said, in squad rotation now. The last 4 games, especially the last 3 without Romero, we haven't conceded a goal.
Yeah.
Arsenal, the filth in the biggest North London derby. Burnley, which was a tense game. And obviously yesterday, a relegated Norwich.
It was incredible against Liverpool as well.
But the pressure during these games. And you know what? Next season, maybe he won't be the starting choice left centre-back. But I'll tell you what, if he's on the bench and then he comes off, I hope people are like, you know what? I feel safe and secure with Ben Davies, because and this is a position he's done for Wales already and did it well. So fair play to that man. And as I've been saying for the last few weeks, if people were man enough to dish out the criticism of him, or lady enough, whatever you want to say, they have to be standing up now and saying, do you know what, Ben Davies? Well, goddamn done. You have helped my team against the Champions League.
Deserves a standing ovation for what he's been able to do.
And then my Conte moment, it's going to be a bit of a bizarre one, was his breakdown and his press conference or his interview after Burnley.
Well, that is a poignant one for this specific show too, since it is about press conference.
Which is literally, when that happens, it's so not ripples, it's them fucking waves. So all Spurs fans and the media are like, here we go again. What's happening? And Conte again was like, Levy, you want to challenge me? I will fucking show you what. And ever since then, that game, things are starting to get better. A lot better.
I think it's a good show.
We still had a couple of win-lose. But I think that was the moment where the bit part players were like, he ain't here to mess about.
Yeah, I think the team came together at that point when they realized that we have the best coach we could possibly get. He needs us to step up and be better. And the team, you're right. I think it's a good show, Brian. The team became more of a cohesive unit, and they got behind each other. And yeah, like you said, we lost to Man United, but we played better than them. We lost to Ronaldo that day. Everything improved after that Burnley game, and it got us to top 4. So yeah, good shout on it. Yeah.
There we go.
Hard to disagree, and a great way to end it because that was a press conference moment in Antonio Conte and his absolute brilliance in what he does. So thank you for watching. We have a podcast on Tuesday, so make sure you tune in for that. We've got a
special guest.
Yes. Special guest. You want to announce it, or do you want to?
Oh, well, no. He's people I know, but he's so special. He's flying in. From London.
He's going to be on the channel all next week, essentially. So
as we speak, and yeah, guys, listen, weren't able to monetize the last video, and weren't able to have comments and during when we premiere it. But guys, just want to say thank you so much for the feedback on the first episode of Straight Outta Conte.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. We're going to fix that copyright one. This one you'll have noticed at the beginning. It'll be slightly different, but basically the same.
Exactly. So we hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments. We're all, as you know, I'll always respond to them when I get the chance. And thank you for your support throughout the year. It's been amazing.
Been fantastic. Season review on Tuesday with our special guest. We're just going to go over just the whole season and, obviously the final game and Sonny and all the stuff that's been brilliant. And hopefully you guys tune in and watch that, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers. You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.